Media.
Through the media.
Our next topic, as Disney continues to figure out what to do with Fox properties acquired in the merger, one of the biggest IPs, Deadpool, looks to be gaining momentum. Sources tell Deadline that Bob's Burgers veterans Wendy Molyneux and Lizzie Molyneux-Loeglin will write Deadpool 3, with Ryan Reynolds set to reprise his role as wisecracking Marvel superhero. Sources say the film is still expected to be rated R like the previous two installments. The Molyneuxes are sisters and writing partners and executive producers of the long-running hit Bob's Burgers on Fox, for which they won an Emmy in 2017. You're a superhero guy. You excited about it?
I am a superhero guy.
You're my superhero.
No, I am, because I know you're a fan of Deadpool. I know that you loved the first one and saw it multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Super fun movie.
And I think we all agreed pretty much at large that the second one was great, but it just didn't quite catch lightning in a bottle.
It was good. It was good. Yeah, I would put it solidly in solid B+.
Mm-hmm.
But that first one hit things that just seeing it for the first time was so fun and so exciting.
So I think personally this is a really great move to bring in these writers, because I think what worked so well for that first movie was no one was allowed to do this humor by studios. For the most part, comedies at large would give you one or two good laughs, but this first one was just laugh out loud funny and
and raunchy
and so I think bringing in people that kind of have their finger on the pulse with what's funny. I mean, they've got an Emmy, and Bob's Burgers is one of the best TV shows.
Consistently great, hysterical show. Yeah,
I think that's just a great way to make it to keep it fresh, essentially. So I'm all for it. I'm really excited to see what they whip up.
Yeah, I agree. We asked on the channel. Remember that the directors of Winter Soldier to Endgame came from similar TV writing beginnings. Do you think this is a possible Russo brothers?
I love those Russo brothers.
Do you think that this is a possible Russo brothers situation? 65% of you said yes, it could be. 35% said no. I think if they knock it out of the park, and maybe even really bring, because the second one was well liked. I don't think there was any. I'm not trying to say the second one was bad.
No, it wasn't it definitely didn't suffer sequel syndrome.
No, and I think if they are able to pull that off and finish strong as a really solid trilogy of really funny movies, that could be good for their career and maybe help Fox start to figure out what to do with some of these IPs, help them start finding the voice and the tone, because I feel that's one thing.
Yeah.
Some of these especially some of the kind of not in this Marvel exactly,
right.
Avengers. There's a lot of what do we do tonally?
Yes.
How do we set these apart? Because people are getting that superhero burnout of even pretty hardcore superhero fans are okay, this is a lot.
I definitely think this could be a pathway like that. I would have to see personally what they're going to do to kind of make that decision, personally, or to make that prediction. Because the Russo brothers were pretty in tight collaboration with Feige and kind of the picture at large and what to do with their universe. That being said, you are exactly right. They could absolutely smash this out of the park, and Deadpool could be kind of their centerpiece character where they can start reviving the old properties, because they're not letting go of X-Men. They, you don't want to let go of any of that. But exactly, everybody that I know really did not like the last Phoenix installment, and it was just because it didn't feel like it did anything. And so Deadpool really does feel they're doing something that nobody else is quite doing. And they're also not suffering the Warner Bros. Syndrome of trying to catch up, putting in 10 years of work into, one or two releases. So I definitely think they're going to be ones to watch.
Yeah. And Jerf1 has, I think, an interesting point to make on this, saying, I doubt to the extent that the Russo brothers broke out, and not for lack of talent or ability, but the Russo brothers got in the comic book movie game at the right time, right place. Comic book movies are the biggest box office draw now, so there's a lot more movies being made, a lot more competition, and it will be hard for any writers to cement themselves into a franchise the way the Russo brothers have. I think that's a really solid point.
That is really astute.
Between the burnout and just the fact that nothing is going to be Avengers, nothing is going to have that, that like...
Everybody wants a piece of the pie, but Marvel's been dishing us that pie for a long time now.
Yeah, at this point I'm like, I think I'm done with pie. Chris hates pie, by the way.
Chris...
We're glad you're not... We love you, Chris. I almost said feel better.
I mean, he might be bummed that he's not on the show tonight, so
fair enough.
I feel better.
No,
that is a good point, though. Like, yeah, a lot of this was about timing, and a lot of it was that Marvel did it first, and not only that, they're kind of deviating away from that slightly with all of their television properties. They're kind of doing that, extension at large, but that domino building to like the final movie where it's like, yeah, you could watch that, but if you saw everything else before. So I'm curious what they're gonna do, if they're gonna blow out that universe, or flip side, they might just make Deadpool
make a good movie,
really a tight movie, exactly, and kind of make the third one the crown jewel,
which I think people might like. Just like that was fun. I didn't have to watch 8 movies to understand it. It was fun. But let us know what you guys think. Are you excited for Deadpool 3? Do you think the Molyneux sisters are gonna do it justice? Gonna do something fun? Do you think they're the next Russos? Let us know, and we will be discussing that next week. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and please drop a like on this video. It really does help us. Also, don't forget you can turn on notifications so you don't miss a single review, react, why is that trending, or we got your mail.